It's a D&D Leveling Up podcast, bro.
You know it. We in this piece one more time, y'all. D&D Leveling Up podcast. Once again, with your boy
Dirk W. Taylor, DWT the D Train coming through.
And your boy King D Money, aka Daryl Effort. Here with you guys once again, ready to level up for the week right here.
Yo, let's do it.
And we just got into this conversation about this Muay Thai fighter who got disqualified from an Olympic gold medal. This is not, this is not. Oh, I don't want to say the wrong word. This ain't a scrimmage.
Yeah, exactly.
This is not. Exactly. This wasn't a fight in the street. This wasn't, some type of semifinals.
Yeah.
This guy was going for a gold medal. Mm-hmm. He places what I think was, from what I saw, a perfect kick. Opportunity presented itself. He probably saw the shoulder leaning in. It hit him with a good kick, man. And it's just, you get knocked out from those type of situations.
It's unfortunate. And guys, if you don't understand, I want to let you know a little background. I've been in martial arts for almost my whole life, teaching martial arts like Taekwondo, Kung Fu, Kempo, and Muay Thai for quite a long time. So I do have some type of perspective on this situation. So I want to let you guys know we're multifaceted over here in D&D Leveling Up.
Understand?
You know what I'm saying? So I want you to understand we're not just coming from perspective of people who don't know what we're talking about. I actually do teach martial arts, so I do, and also teach Taekwondo. So I do see what those aspects, of that fight kind of lead into. So, but that looked like it was unfair, and it was a black guy against a white guy, and the white guy was clean cocked out, and I don't see why that would have been something where you could get disqualified because he leaned into that kick. He pretty much jumped into that kick. And that's not his fault for being excellent at what he does, but it looked like racism to me. You know what I'm saying? And Olympic committees, from what I see, I don't know. I don't know who's the judges on the panel, but obviously it looked circumspect. But I do actually have, not to turn a corner, I did actually have three things I wanted to talk to I'm excited about.
Big time. When we come through, I just like always to point out that when we're leveling up, you have to level up from somewhere.
Yeah.
So when I brought up this conversation, I knew that was strength of my brother over here. So that's why I was like, man, sometimes you see things and you may not be able to speak on it so well, and you think you saw everything.
Yeah.
But then you got to come still sharper than steel. Mm-hmm. You got to go to somebody else a little bit sharper in your situation, and that's why I brought it up.
Well, go ahead, man.
Now, in addition to, we also want to talk about some things that are also on the menu.
Yeah. So there's three things that I really want to talk about today. One is this PNB Rock thing, and before we get to that, there's another thing I do want to talk about. One other aspect is interracial dating, where power dynamics are different. Where the black guy is dating white women because he wants to feel like he's either leveling up or he's upgrading, or a white woman's dating a black guy because she feels more superior to him, and that's why she's dating him. The other thing is something I saw on recently. Elon Musk is building houses. Like they're modular houses that are built that are self-sustaining. Like they're
I've seen that.
You saw that?
Yes.
It's like $10,000 to $50,000. So let's get into it, bro. Let's get into this PNB Rock thing, bro.
Let's get into it. That big talk, leveling up. First, making sure that we reverence that family.
Yeah.
Prayers and
absolutely,
and everything that we have. Our love goes out to the PNB Rock family.
Yeah, absolutely.
That situation is a very tragic situation.
Yeah. And
I'll let Dirk go into it.
So my heart goes out because it's tragic in so many different ways. It's tragic because, like, anytime a person decides to trade their life for an individual to do a crime, they're eventually going to get caught, right? But usually when people do these things out of desperation, you know what I'm saying? And then you have situations where they're so desperate, or they see an opportunity But they don't recognize that when you take a life from somebody else, you've given your life now. Your life is taken now too, because when you get caught, you're going to jail for the rest of your life, or worse, whatever the case may be, right? Or somebody kills you, or you go to jail, whatever the case may be. But I'm sure it was another black man who was robbing another black man in the ghetto, right? And the problem for me is awareness. Like this guy, and I'm not getting down on P&B Rock. He seemed like an intelligent guy. I saw his interviews beforehand. He seemed like a very smart and intelligent person. But you know, sometimes you gotta use your head in situations. Like that was a very now I'll tell you what the situation was. Supposedly they were going to the airport. That Roscoe's was closest to the airport on their way there. So that's why they didn't go to other Roscoe's someplace else. So we were like, well, why'd you go to that place?
Why'd you go to that Roscoe's? All Roscoe's.
Exactly. You know, it's in the ghetto. Why would you even go over there? Because he's going to the airport. My mind says like this. You're wearing $100,000 worth of jewelry. Now, man, he's been tried several times before about his jewelry. And obviously he must have been packing the other times because he didn't get robbed, right?
Right.
But you're in the ghetto, bro. You driving a white Mercedes, brand new. You got $100,000 worth of jewelry on you, and your girl's got jewelry too. I don't know how much hers is worth, right?
Right.
Y'all going to the ghetto. These brothers out there who are desperate or not working, not getting money, can't, whatever the case may be. You're in the jungle in that area. Supposedly, people tell you you shouldn't even be at that location. Because that location is dangerous. Go ahead. You want to say something?
Period, man. It's a funny situation because people like to I don't want to say play tough, but they want to appear a certain way around their peers and around other people and around different industry people. Yeah. And maybe you decide to go there because this is who you are. You feel like you're that guy. Yeah. And sometimes when you feel like you're that guy, you're at the top. Yeah. Somebody's coming to knock your head off.
Yeah, exactly. Someone's coming for you.
Somebody's coming for you. You got to know somebody's coming for you at all times. Whether you have a piece on you or not, you're running the risk. Exactly. Now, if it's your girlfriend, and did he have anybody? Was it just his girlfriend?
It's just him and his girlfriend. He didn't have his girlfriend.
Okay, he didn't have no other family with him.
Yeah.
Now, if you rolling like that, I can kind of see how you can stop in at Roscoe's to eat. But if you got money, to me, I don't stop nowhere but the airport.
Exactly.
Because I can get fed on the plane.
Yeah.
You can skip all of the dangers.
Exactly.
Of going from your place to the next place. You can skip the paparazzi. You're skipping all of the LA situations.
Yeah, yeah.
You're skipping all of those situations in those areas. And sometimes I don't quite understand it either. Because if it was my money and I'm carrying that type of money, I'm getting ready to go get on my my private jet, and they're going to feed us there.
Exactly.
I could hire somebody to go in Roscoe's.
Correct.
Buy the food.
And have it.
Bring it back out.
Exactly.
And I think that's why people do that, though. It's to skip those types of situations.
Yeah.
You won't catch certain people in certain situations.
Yeah, they're not going to
No matter what they preach in their music, no matter what they preach in their life, sometimes you just will not catch them in certain situations.
Exactly, because they're smart enough. That's how they move. Like, this is the thing that bothers me is like certain artists know, like, listen, I'm not gonna be in these areas here. These are dangerous areas. I'm not gonna put myself in positions because people are watching me. And if, you know what I'm saying? You gotta recognize who you are. Like, I remember looking at his interview, he was like, oh man, I want to touch the ghetto every once in a while. Because P&B Rock went to jail for a period of time. So he's grown up in certain areas. He understands what ghetto and what the hood is about. But at the same time, like, but you understand, you're not even in your hood. This is a place you moved to. Because I'm not sure he's from Chicago or some other area, but he's not from California. So he lived in California. But at the same time, you got to understand, like, there's areas you can't just roll in. And he's been in situations where he's been where people have almost got to that point of trying him because he had jewelry on. He's like, I want to let them know I'm not that guy, that you can't try me like that. But yo, you putting yourself in positions like that. You shouldn't even be there where you're around gangsters like that, where they can look at you and be like, oh man, I'm gonna get a lick off this dude right here because, you know, and he in his mind he's thinking, oh, because I've been to jail, because I've already been in that type of environment before, that I'm gonna be openly accepted by every person that I come in the ghetto in contact with. No, that's not gonna be the case. They don't know you. They don't care if you're a rapper. They're gonna come and kill you for that jewelry, for a piece of metal that is really gonna depreciate, which is kind of stupid. Now, I remember this guy was talking about two type of robbers. There's a robber that kills you and take your stuff, and a robber will just rob you. And the robber who's going to kill you and take your stuff is not gonna ask you twice. He's gonna ask you once. Give me the stuff. If you don't give it to him, he's gonna lay you out. And sometimes he won't even do that. He'll just lay you out and take it from you. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta know what, you know, in those type of situations, you gotta start thinking practicality. You wearing around, he probably is so used to wearing that, he didn't even think about having the fact he has $100,000 worth of jewelry on.
Once again, you get into that mindset that you're the king of the jungle.
Exactly.
There's always that scar sitting in the back.
Exactly.
Ready to take your spot.
Exactly.
You know, and you got to understand that it's always somebody ready to take your spot. And sometimes even when you're the tough guy, maybe even picking on the little guy. You pick on the wrong little guy.
Yeah.
That wrong little guy has nothing to lose.
Exactly. He's nothing to lose.
There's nothing to lose.
You got everything to lose.
And you got everything to lose.
You know what I'm saying? You got everything. You got a career. You got, and I don't mean, guys, I don't, and ladies, I don't want to feel like I am picking on this individual for this. I just think that sometimes, you know, a lot of these rappers, it's like they don't pay attention to what's going on. Because if you start looking at situations with Pop Smoke and all these other individuals and XXXTentacion, all these guys, like, don't you guys look at the fact that these guys are getting killed for like stupid stuff? Like, they're not getting killed for stuff that they can't avoid. They could avoid a lot of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of rappers out there, like DJ Academics was saying, shout out to him, is that some rappers tell him personally they've been robbed, they just give up the jewelry. They don't tell anybody because they don't want to look like they're not tough anymore, but they just give up the jewelry because they could buy some more. And plus, not even that, you got insurance on the jewelry, you give it to the jewelry. The insurance company's going to give you the money right back. So what you worried about, you know what I'm saying? What you worried about? Your reputation? Your reputation doesn't matter if you're dead. Like, it's to me, it's stupid.
I mean, I think sometimes the music also gives us the impression that we're not going to make it till tomorrow. Yeah. So why worry about contingencies to stay out of situations? Why even worry about that? Because you're not gonna. If your self-esteem is to a point where you figure you're not gonna be around very long, then your last day is just about every day.
That is true. Yeah, that is
true. So if you live like that, you're living like every day is your last. Yeah. Then you're gonna go everywhere like every day is your last. True. You're gonna be big and tough.
That's true. Bro, I didn't even think about it like that because, you know, I thought about even Young Dolph. Young Dolph had bulletproof cars. All his cars are bulletproof. You know what I'm saying? He already been trying to, you know, people have already attempted attempts on his life before. He came out there. They had security at that cookie shop, but he got sprayed up, you know, and got killed. And his car ain't protected, you know what I'm saying? All that money he spent on the cars didn't make no difference because the only other time is that when they shot up his Escalade, and that was bulletproof, so he didn't get hit there.
Was he near home? Was he there? He
wasn't.
What situation was that?
Was he in Atlanta? I can't remember if he was in his hometown, but he didn't live in.
He didn't live in the place where he died.
Yeah, I think it was his hometown, but he just came there to visit. I think he lived in Atlanta. I forgot where he was. He actually got shot, but he just kind of came to visit.
Rest in peace, Young Dolph.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, rest in peace, Young Dolph, because I really like Young Dolph, man. And it bothers me because we're seeing, it's like, why don't we have urgency, like, to tell these people, listen, stop killing yourself. Stop. Black men, stop killing other black men.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? It's like how it amazes me how tough you are to do that, but you're not tough when the white police come around. You know what I'm saying? You tough on your own black people. You're not tough about anybody else. But then again, it's not us who's trying to kill it. No, it's not those other people supposedly trying to kill us. It's us killing us.
They created a perfect storm, bro.
It's us killing us.
Us killing us.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like you can't get it out of their mindset. Like there's another guy, a guy named Little Loaded. I don't know if you heard about him. Mm-hmm. He's a rapper. He just blew up overnight. Like literally blew up overnight. He had a video. He did another video. A guy reviewed it the next night. Like overnight, this guy had record companies calling him. But Little Loaded had guns and he accidentally killed one of his friends on a video shoot. Why is the gun loaded on a video shoot? He was so depressed, Little Loaded put a gun in his mouth, shot himself. I think he was like 19 years old.
God.
Shot himself in the mouth. Killed himself because he was racked with guilt over the fact that on a video shoot with one of his good friends, he shot him by mistake and killed him. And then he kills himself. Now, what if his video never went viral? This dude might still be alive. So sometimes fame and all these things you guys think is all so important, all people trying to get clout and all that stuff, sometimes that could be your demise. What if Little Loaded never got famous? He might still be alive today. Maybe, maybe not. Because he was in situations where, he was in the streets like that. You know what I'm saying? So it bothers me like even with the guy who had killed P&B Rock, his life is over too. He might be indifferent to it, but he's killed another black man. Now you got a stain on yourself. He's gonna try to sell that not gonna get much for it because everybody knows what it is. He's gonna have to get it melted down or gotten rid of, and then he's gonna have to be on the run because somebody gonna find you. Somebody gonna snitch on you. Somebody gonna get you eventually.
That's just how it's done.
And you're gonna get a charge, and you're gonna go to jail probably for the rest of your life. Go ahead and expand. I've been talking a lot, bro. Go ahead.
Man, that going to jail for the rest of your life situation for
stupid stuff.
For jury.
Yeah.
For jury that you can probably get any day of the week.
Exactly.
With the systems and stuff that we have placed in America that we just don't know we got there.
Yeah, yeah.
Starting your own business.
Yeah.
Becoming your own entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Doing things that you don't even have to be there for.
Yeah.
To get this type of money.
Yeah.
Or you could just go and record your own songs.
Exactly.
If you want it that bad.
Exactly.
Go and do your own thing, put your own money up.
Yeah.
Raise yourself, but I don't think we're into raising ourselves.
No, we're not into raising ourselves, man. And it's weird how, I saw one more thing, and we could switch if you have anything else you want to say on this topic, mm-hmm. But they had this thing with King Von. King Von was big on the fact that he had bodies. And people were coming and saying, this dude actually killed several people. Killed people. Mm-hmm. And he got bodies. And he talked about it in his rap. And I'm like, yo, that's kind of crazy. This person's a killer. He's killed other black people. And we're like, yeah, granted, he's a great rapper. Guess what? He's a killer. A killer. This person's not a person on the regular. This is a dude who would kill people and has gotten away with it, supposedly. I mean, we don't really know because it hasn't been proven, but the police say that he did. But you know what I'm saying? Who knows? It could be conjecture and nothing has really been proven, but he said he did it. He said he got bodies. You know what I'm saying? He's saying he's a killer. So, and then the police are saying, yeah, we got some people that he said he killed, they're dead. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, what are we celebrating?
What are we celebrating, y'all?
You know what I'm saying?
How is this once again bringing it back around? How is this leveling us up?
Exactly.
I had my own situation this week where I was, I ride and I listen to music a lot. It's to the point where sometimes I ride to listen to music.
Oh, okay. I like that.
I get on my motorcycle and I ride just to listen to the music, just to be out there listening on my own. And I was thinking to myself, I've been reading a couple books, and one of them told me about being basically listening to music that doesn't have anything to do with my lifestyle.
That's crazy.
You get what I'm saying? But you'll jam to it all day.
Yeah.
You'll be there, you'll be like, yeah. shoot this, F this, I bodied this person, or I'm sleeping with 100 women, and I cheated on my wife. Like, and sometimes you start listening to the words and you go, is this helping me or hurting me?
Exactly. Is that leveling me up?
Is this leveling me up or bringing me down? So this week, I give y'all my tip for the week. When you go to the gym, don't put on that music. Listen to the music. Take inventory. Once again, let's go back to our maybe one of our previous podcasts, maybe one or two. Take inventory of what's going on in your life.
Inventory.
Take inventory. Start being aware of what you're listening to and what you're digesting. Yeah. And that last conversation that we had brought me to the point where now I'm in the gym and I'm listening to audiobooks.
I like that, bro.
I'm in the gym and I'm listening to audiobooks. When I'm driving, I listen to audiobooks. Now, there's times when I just got the jam. Yeah. When I'm on that motorcycle, it's jam time. When I'm in the car or when I'm at the gym, when I got some time to myself, I'm trying to level myself up. Yeah. And that's why I get to my audiobooks inside of my phone. And then right now, a book I want to recommend, or audiobook that you can just listen to for all those people who want to be leaders. The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership.
Oh man,
by John C. Maxwell.
Oh, bro. Oh.
Okay. You guys go.
Got one right here, John C. Maxwell.
we got a copy right here.
Developing the leader within John Maxwell.
You. There it is.
Get that,
John C. Maxwell. Get that book. Get. I'm telling you, the best way to do it, if you're a listener and if you don't read, everybody doesn't read. Okay. Everybody can read. Let's just be real. There are a couple people in the industry that are the top of their top that will not be able to read anything to you at all. But they know they're in their vein. They're in their, what do they call it? They're in their purpose.
They're in their purpose, yeah.
So everything kind of works for them without having to know how to read. All right? I want you guys to go get that. That's the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, John C. Maxwell. Okay?
Yes. And also Developing the Leader Within, John C. Maxwell. Also, another book that I suggest highly for you guys is How Money Works. It's a visually facts-based book. It's very simple. It just explains to you about commercial and mortgage banks. It tells you about the dollar. It tells you about the banking system. It tells you about shares. It tells you about recessions. It tells you about accountability, economics, how the government is leading into certain things. It's a very good book, especially it's like one of those those books for dummies. It's kind of similar to that. It talks about investments for income. It gives you a very good visual basis for understanding the dynamics of money and how it works. It's called How Money Works by Penguin. It's by Penguin Random House. It's not any specific type of author, but I would check it out. It's a great book. I haven't even got through the whole thing, but it's a great book to take a look at. And there's another one next week that I want you guys to take a look at. It's really how to start managing your time. You know what I'm saying? And developing. There's a book that I want you guys to read. It's basically, I have to look for it. I'll make sure to put that information in our next segment. It's really, you got to learn how to make your time more valuable.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Your time is valuable. You got to start making it more efficient. Like, for instance, this week that I've been working on is I've been cutting down. I don't know if I said this last week or not in our podcast, but I've been cutting down my entertainment time. Shutting down the TV. Like, I'm doing as much grinding as much as I'm watching TV. So if I watch TV for a half an hour, I got to grind for half an hour. Same way, vice versa. If I do it for an hour, I'm either practicing my music or practicing martial arts, or I'm practicing something that's going to level me up in life. I'm not going to spend my time entertaining myself. I think it was one of these guys, Vlad, DJ Vlad, shout out to him at Vlad TV. He put a Twitter comment that he felt like, he said that watching video games for hours on end could lead to depression or leads to depression. You know what I'm saying? And he got all this flack and all this smoke from people like, what are you talking about, that? You know what I'm saying? You know, video games don't make you depressed and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, certain people, if you think about it, if you're playing video games all day, I don't play video games personally.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I always felt like I need to be producing. Nothing against anybody who plays video games.
I do. So
I can feel that D. I can feel that you play video games.
One of the D's of the D&D podcast plays video games.
I can feel it because when you was getting ready to start, I was like, I feel like D plays video games. I didn't want to say anything, but I was like, okay, that's cool. But I personally feel I've always felt like if I played video games and I played them at one period of time, it was nice and it was enjoyable. But I always felt like I was wasting my time. Like I didn't feel like I was producing anything.
Yes, sir.
And I was entertaining myself. And it's good to entertain yourself and relax. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But if you're doing it hours on end, you're ignoring other people, that's all you do, and the whole day is gone and you've been doing video games, I just personally don't feel like it's productive. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's got to be taken away from something.
Yeah.
And that was my big thing. When my personal journey led me to sell my PS4.
Oh, wow.
I sold my PS4 because of that.
Yeah.
When I got home from teaching all day, I needed something to release on and just go for it. And I would be on my game from the time I got home to the time I went to sleep.
Wow, bro.
Like it would be like 4 or 5 hours of playing this video game to the point where I was ignoring my wife, because that's what happens. You don't think it happens. You don't think it's as bad as you think it is.
Yeah.
It's like gambling. It's like going to the casino.
Yeah.
You don't think it's as bad as you think it is.
Yeah.
You think you're just going there, you know. You say to yourself, I can stop when I want to. This never happens. This never happens because you had to make that statement. You know it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Because if you wanted to stop, you would have just stopped. You don't have to say anything.
True.
You don't have to. What's understood doesn't have to be spoken.
That is true.
What's understood doesn't have to be. That's a gem right there.
Yes,
we give y'all a gem.
Oh.
What's understood doesn't have to be spoken.
What?
So all those people that are repeating stuff to you, they know you don't understand it.
That is true.
They know you don't understand it. Just listen for it. You'll hear it in the conversation. And it's nothing to get mad about. It's just that they know that they want to give you some information they know it's not crossing over, getting to you as well as they.
The message is not being.
The message is not being clear, or it's not being taken in and considered.
Yeah.
So the games are so serious. You want to level up? Go. I want to tell you right now. Go to your phone. All my people with iPhones. Go to your phone. Go to the settings. Go to your screen time, and just look at how much screen time you got.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I did start monitoring my screen time too.
On a daily average. Think about if your thing right now. Let's see. I got 2 phones. That's a whole nother story. And on this phone, I have a 2-hour average.
Wow.
On the one I'm looking at right now. So I know the other one, which I use mostly all the time, because I have this one for business. I know I got a lot more time on there.
Yeah.
It'd be to the point where I would get off from break, because I'm a teacher, we get winter break, and I pick a game on the phone to play. For 3 straight days, I'm playing this game. When I'm not eating, sleeping, or showering, I'll be on the game.
Yeah.
It got to the point where I said, you know what? I'm taking all the games off my phone.
Yeah.
Because I just realized it just took me way too far. It took me way, you end up, it's like being out there on the ocean and you're on a floaty.
Took you out.
And you think you're still sitting by the beach.
No, you're not.
But the currents that you don't see is pushing you out to the ocean. It's pushing you out to the sea. This is the same thing that's happening with your brain. You think you're just releasing the time. You're blowing a little steam off, but you end up out there in the middle of the ocean, not being able to be saved. Nobody knows where you are because you decided to ignore the rest of the world. And believe it or not, y'all, the rest of the world is happening. While you're playing video games, somebody else is building their business. while you're playing video games or whatever your vice is, while you're doing that, somebody else is out there leveling up. And sometimes we are those people that look around at other people and go, why can't that be me? Why isn't that me? Or I'm upset that they have this.
Yeah.
But you don't understand, you could have the same things, if not better things, if you chose to level yourself up. And that's what I chose to do this week. Every time I hit the gym, I opened up an audiobook, cost me a little change, but I would have spent it somewhere else.
Yeah, true.
I would have gave it to McDonald's.
Yeah.
I would have gave it to BurgerFi.
Yeah.
I would have gave those, $10, $15 to somebody else. But that $10, $15 could change my life.
You can change the trajectory of your life. I mean, sorry to cut you.
No, you're not cutting me off.
You got situations sometimes where you got to start looking at the things, the small things. It's the small things that get you. It's the small foxes that spoil the vine. If you have, you know what I'm saying? Because it's the small things that you neglect. Like if you say, for instance, you're getting $15 here, $10 here, you can take those small things and go to Stash and invest that money. Start investing in a company that this guy gave me an idea that, you know what? He invested in the things that he uses. So I invested in Apple because I have an Apple phone. So guess what? I own a piece of Apple. So it makes sense for me. It doesn't bother me that I'm spending money for an Apple phone because guess what? I'm investing in that company. That money's coming back to me, not in droves, but it's coming back to me in some aspect because I've invested in that company in the stock market. So my money, and you could do that in small increments. You could do $5. I'm not trying to build up Stash or any of these other companies that you can invest in micro investments, but it's something that can produce something for you in the long run. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
you got to
sir.
start seeing the small things and having control over them. You have to have a stewardship over the small things that you have. You know, if you control your time, you can control your life. Like, for instance, I was telling everybody about the whole stopping the entertainment is because I'm trying to gauge how much time I'm spending on what I'm spending on and placing what is more important to me. What is important to me personally is being better, leveling myself up as a musician, leveling myself up as a business person, as a human being, as a father, as, you know, in many different aspects, as a friend, in every different aspect. And I'm looking at all the levels that I see them at. And I can tell, like, there's certain gradations, like as a musician, as this, or a martial artist, I know it could be at this level. I'm here at this level, but it could be at this level. How do I get from this level to this level? Okay, I need to practice more, right? So that means I need to stop watching TV less, and I need to start taking more attention to, like, okay, working on my technique as a musician, working on my scales, working on my chords. Now you might not be a musician, but these are aspects of the building blocks that make you a better musician. Do I need to listen to music more? Do you need to take the music that I learned in bands and groups instead of just playing? Because sometimes you could get to the point where you just play, and this could be anything, where you could just run through the routine because you know how to do it, right? You could just do something because you know how to do it. But that's not the same thing as applying pressure to it and trying to level up to greatness. Like, I can play a song and then there's 100 ways of playing that song even better than I can play it. I just sometimes just play the song just for the sake of playing the song, and I can do it, but that's not excellence. You got to get to the point where, like, I'll take something now that I know, and I'll find somebody else who knows that same song, but has that little bit of extra icing on the cake with that song, and they're putting a little bit more ingredients to make that song a lot better than I have made it, or the level that I've been bringing it. You know what I'm saying? So What am I bringing to the table? Like, for now, it's like every time you go someplace, you're bringing yourself or you're bringing something to the table. You're bringing a dish. Whatever you put the ingredients of, that dish that you present to people, that's what they're eating. You know what I'm saying? Boy, that's deep. I didn't see how deep it is. So basically, the ingredients, you're cooking up something. Like, your ingredients, you know what I'm saying? You're cooking up stuff. At your house, every person's cooking something. What I'm presenting to everybody to eat from me is what they're gonna eat. Is it gonna be garbage? Is it gonna be an excellent meal? Is it gonna be something that's savoring to them? When I present myself to an individual, the first time interview, whatever, what am I presenting to them? Do I come in there disheveled? Do I come in there clean cut? Do I come on time? Do I have my resume ready? Has it already been sent through an email? Do I know what I'm going to say when the person is talking to me? I'm going to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Do I know what questions they might ask that I have prepared myself for? You know what I'm saying? You got to present yourself. You're presenting yourself all the time. You know what I'm saying? And if people are going to pay you, I remember I was just talking to another friend of mine. This baseball player just got like $37 million per contract for like 8 years or 10 years, whatever. It's going to be like, over 800 million or something like that. Some astronomical number. But they're paying him because he represents something. He represents that potential money. You know what I'm saying? What do you represent that somebody's going to be willing to pay you for what you potentially can do? They're paying him off his potential, not what he's doing.
Ooh.
What he's doing now and his potential. Because they see like, yo, this guy's going to make us this amount of money. So he deserves this amount of money. And it's based off, he sold himself as an idea like, I'm great at what I do. They're like, yeah, you are great at what you do. So guess what? He had to get to the point where he was like, I got to put in the ingredients. I got to put in my time. I got to put in going into the gym. I got to get into the batter's box. I got to start hitting that ball like every night and get into it. He might be a natural talent, but I'm sure not just being a natural talent, he's probably placed hard work on top of that. Hard work is part of the ingredient. Now he's presented that meal to everybody and they're like, yo, we're eating this thing up. We want more. We're going to pay you more for it. So when you're trying to level up, it's all to do with how you sell yourself. What ingredients are you putting out there that you're cooking up that you presented to people? Yeah, I know you want to say something.
What are y'all putting in your dish? What are you putting in your pot to present to people?
Exactly.
Your pot being your vessel, being you. What are you putting into you that's going to show on the outside? I know when I eat enough food, it shows on the outside. When you take in enough, it's going to show on the outside. When you eat that certain dish that your body's allergic to, it's going to show on the outside.
Exactly.
Bumps aren't just bumps on your body.
Correct.
Bumps are indicators that, or rashes, or discoloration. All of this stuff is indicators of what you have taken in and what your body's producing.
True.
And if we take that from our body into our professions, if you're a barber, is there a barber in your shop better than you?
Yeah.
That you can watch.
What?
If you're a teacher, is there a teacher better than you in your school with better classroom management? If you're a musician, are there musicians better than you around you? Who are you watching? Are you watching somebody that's lackadaisical? Are you watching somebody that just does stuff to get by? And I know a lot of people are going to say, what's wrong with just getting by? Well, most of us just don't want to get by.
And get by does never get remembered.
Oh, whew.
You know what I'm saying? Just get by does not get remembered. There's this guy. I looked at this video real quick, and it was a little kid, and he wanted to sing with this mariachi band. He's like a famous mariachi now, whatever actor, whatever the case would be. But he said to his father, was like, "Yo, we gotta go. He's like, I gotta let them know who I am. That's why I want to sing, because I want to know that they can't forget my name." You know what I'm saying? He's a little kid saying, I want to let them know the reason why they can't forget my name. And when I start singing, they're going to recognize who I am, and they're not going to forget my name. But I got to do this.
That's if you're not saying that to yourself, then you're not after this. You're not trying to level up.
Exactly.
You want to level up. You got to take yourself beyond the stars. We got to go beyond the stars. We got to go into that Milky Way. We got to go further than what we can see.
Exactly.
We got to want more for ourselves. And it's not more than just cars and clothes, but we got to be able to level ourselves up to a point where we feel confident in ourselves and our abilities and our professions enough to be the top of our profession.
Correct.
There's always going to be somebody better.
Be the
but
best
be the best you. But I heard a bodybuilder do say, say, "Mom," let me tell his mama, say, "There's always gonna be somebody better."
Yeah.
And he say, "No, no, mama. Somebody got to be the baddest."
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want to be the baddest, y'all?
Exactly.
Do you want to be the baddest at what you do?
Yeah.
All right. We got enough mediocre people.
Yeah, exactly. You got enough mediocre people. And you know what the thing is? This is what our whole podcast really is about, is uplifting you, trying to uplift ourselves, of course.
Yes.
Through content. And
so we're speaking to ourselves also at this time.
Exactly. Uplift ourselves and encourage ourselves, encourage you, and uplift our community. It's really about really you and the community and us all together as a family trying to uplift our mindset. You know what I'm saying? Because you can do it in small steps. I'll give you an example that might help you. One thing, start with your car. Start with your house. Start cleaning up your house. Go to your house, clean it up. Start organizing everything in your house. Clean your car. Organize everything in your car. Make it spick and span. It doesn't matter what it is. Get it clean. Get it clean inside out. Start taking time to develop an understanding of what you are placing your time and your money at. You know what I'm saying? And then that will start giving you the mindset, like, I got to start seeing things as a landscape. Can I raise that land up where I could build on top of it? You know what I'm saying? Look at your life like a landscape. If you looked at a field, right? You see a blank field, right? You own the land. You got to put things on top of the land, right? Get the land level to a certain level so where you can keep on building on top of it. You know what I'm saying? That's my 2 cents for today.
Build on top of it, y'all.
Yeah.
Build. Assess your situation. See what it's doing for you. Once again, we ending this podcast with assessing the situation.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta go back to looking at where you at. If you're in a pile of trash, you gotta clean up the trash around you.
Yeah.
If you're at a medium level and you've seen better, you gotta find different ways to make the things around you better.
Yeah.
Find different ways to make the people around you better.
Exactly.
That's our next step. That's the next thing we'll be talking about on our next podcast, y'all. But once again, it's the boys D&D Leveling Up Podcast.
The best podcast in the world, baby.
Period. You understand?
I know we didn't get to everything.
And if you didn't know, now you know. All right.
All right.
All right. We'll catch y'all next time on the podcast. Peace.